Everyone, it's Emily Fox. Today's video is going to be a new reading vlog. I wanted to end/start the year on a good note and do another read it or unhaul it reading challenge. During the summer in 2022, I tried to get rid of some of my YA fantasy and sci-fi that had been on my shelf for like 5 years. And I wanted to do it again. This is technically going to be a challenge I'm going to do throughout the whole year with a big jar with all my unread books and picking, some during a reading vlog every month. But this is unofficially the first one because I looked at my shelf over there with the YA fantasy and sci-fi, and I'm not going to pick these books unless I'm forcing myself to. Last time I did end up finishing some because I like them, and I also got rid of some after like 2 pages. So for anyone that doesn't know, kind of the rules is that I read the first chapter and then I decide, do I read it or do I haul it? So it's probably going to be a mix in here. Hopefully I'm successful. I'm going to choose like 5 and then we're going to try them, the first chapter, and then I'm going to choose which ones are read and which ones are bye-bye and a pile for unhaul next summer when I do my big unhaul. So let's go look at the shelf because it's bad. It's bad. Okay, so this is what it looks like. Don't mind the lights, they've all fallen. So this is probably the main one that I really wanted to go through. There's technically this one too that I want to go through. Not this one, it's good. But there's a few in here, but these I think I'm gonna like. But these, I don't think so. So I have to go through them. The ones that are flipped, it's because I've read them. It was for a different challenge. And then there's a couple of sci-fi on this one too that I probably should. Let me make a pile and then let's look at it. So I made my pile, and one of them I had to double check if it wasn't in the other one because some of these are just so similar that I thought I had already did that challenge with it. That was the one. Under the Never Sky, which looks like a dystopian sci-fi that I've already read probably 10 times, but we're going to try the first chapter of this one. I also have Unheard H's. I speak French. It's not my fault. The 1000th Floor, which is also dystopian sci-fi. And then the fantasy ones, we have The Evolution of Mare Dyer. Why do I still own this? I read book 1. It was kind of a hate read, to be honest. This is probably my longest Goodreads review of all time. Like the classic why horrible things were all in this one. So we're going to try book 2 because, got to move on with my life one day. And I have The Girl at Midnight. And then we have 3 Dark Crowns. I think that's enough, right? That's 6. That's enough. So I'm going to go ahead and read the first chapters and react, let you know how awful it is. And hopefully I can find one that I really like, and I'll finish that one this week. Maybe there will be more than one. Maybe there will be 0 and I will have to go back on the shelf. So fingers crossed. Okay, we're getting real right now. This is me, sports mode. I don't feel, do you have those days where you just don't want to exist and be perceived? Today's one of those days, but I really wanted to do this challenge. So we're going to start with this one because I have a feeling I'm not going to continue. So yeah, we're going to start with this one. First chapter, actually, let me check how long it is. It's not even 8 pages. Like it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 with the preface. I'll read that. I'll let you know. I'll let you know. I'm actually at chapter 5. I forgot how readable this was. I think that's one of the things with YA books. They're just really quick. I'm not going to say that this is a favorite at the moment, but I think I'm going to continue until something awful happens. And if nothing bad happens, I'll read the whole thing. And this whole vlog will be not what I had planned, so we'll see. So I'm at page 150, and I just have to address the only thing that really annoyed me so far is the descriptions of, the love interest, because it's very cringy. She seems very fixated on the fact that he's so muscular, and I don't remember kids in high school being built like that. I guess they also didn't have a sexy accent and very rich parents, so who knows? Maybe I didn't go to right high school. But it's readable. Nothing offensive has happened yet. I might end up reading this whole thing. And then we'll try something else. This is not what I expected. I thought I would put it down after a chapter or 2, but we'll see. I still have 5 other ones, so my week is planned. I am wearing the same sweater and I'm wearing a hat. We're just gonna I started my period, okay? That explains why yesterday I was so grumpy and why I'm still feeling grumpy. But I made a lot of progress. I'm at chapter 30, which is page 221. And listen, hate it or not, I'm still reading. So let's be real. This is giving me vibes of when I read the Selection trilogy. I had the flu and read the whole trilogy during one weekend. And like, I swear they put crack in these. Am I enjoying it? Not really. Am I gonna stop? No. So, yeah. You can judge me. It's okay. I'm gonna finish it. Well, again, I'm still kind of hoping at this point something bad is going to happen so I can move on. But listen, if I finish it, I finish it. This is probably what I need right now. So. Oh boy, I have an update for you. It's about time. I almost finished this book, but I'm giving up. I feel bad. I feel like I should push through and really attempt to finish it, but like, that's the point here. I'm learning to put down books. That's always been, well, the last 3 years, it has been an unofficial goal of mine, and what's the point of torturing myself? I know I only have like less than 200 pages, but I can't do it anymore. I feel like I've joked in the past, I don't know if I said it in the video, but to me, these books feel like there's crack in them. You can't put them down, but there's so little substance, and that's what makes them so readable, because there's barely anything on one page. Like, look how big they're writing into space. Like, and I catch myself wanting to skip everything that isn't dialogue, which is not good. I usually don't have that issue, but these kind of YA books I do. And there's just enough that makes you want to continue, like, plot-wise. But then not really. There's just not. Ugh. But officially I'm putting it down because I cannot take another sexy scene that isn't a sexy scene, because like she can't even kiss him because, you know, she's afraid he's gonna die if she kisses him. And if I get one more description of his like sexy muscular body when he's like a child, I'm giving up. I feel bad because I'm so close, and like we get the intrigue about the grandma, and I'm kind of intrigued, but we're learning, Emily. We're learning. This isn't working. You're not going to love this. Like, even if you finish it, you're not going to give more than like 2 stars to this. So like, no. So I have the pile of the other books next to me, and I'm going to read the first chapter of all of them, and I'm going to choose one to finish or attempt to finish. And if I still have time, then I'll just pick up the second best one and attempt to finish it. So yeah, we're going back to what this vlog was supposed to be. I got sucked in, okay? And I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad about it. I gave it a fair shot, and let's do the same thing. Let me grab the next one. The chapters are all pretty short. I looked quickly into it. We're gonna go with The 1,000th Floor, which I've heard this one was a like dystopian sci-fi. They're all YA, so YA and kind of Gossip Girl, but like everyone is stuck living in a giant building. So let's read the first chapter. It's not too long. I think it's like 10 pages. Ooh, my edition is even signed. Okay, let's do this. Ew, no. Strong reaction. I'm at page 7. That is the end of the first chapter, and I'm not finishing this book. I'm glad we got at least one proper, I'm putting it down because ew. Because I was afraid after Mare Dyer. So this one, like I said, you were getting the vibes of angsty teenage YA dystopian, but then this girl was saying how, oh, you know, I have a boyfriend, but I'm not really into him, and like I can't love anyone because the person I want I can't have. And then this is how chapter 1 ends. Are you ready? I'm gonna read it and try not to vomit. On the other end of the call was Atlas, her brother, and the reason she never wanted to kiss anyone else. No, we don't do incest anymore. I tried it once because of the hype, and I mean in the book. Holy shit, I need to specify in a book. Ew. So yes, I don't care if he's like probably like her stepbrother, they're not actually related. I don't care. Shock value, crappy, no. 7 page into it and you do this? No. I did say I was going to be petty with these because we're trying to DNF and get rid of a lot of these. So I don't care. I'm sure someone is going to explain to me that it's not really her brother, but I don't care. we don't do this. We don't do this. We're not bringing that energy in 2023. So no. This is so bad. Okay, let's try. I keep dropping them. I need more than one hand. We have the 3 Dark Crown, which this one is YA fantasy. I believe it's 3 sisters or triplets, and they all have different superpowers, and well, magical powers, I should say. It's not sci-fi. And I believe they have to, there's like some kind of battle, and only one can be the actual queen. So let's read the first chapter. Okay, so this ended up taking me much longer than I thought because it's 24 pages, and so far so good. I had heard that it was slower paced, but I don't mind, to be honest, character-driven fantasy. So this might be the one I continue. We'll see, but so far, it's fine. I have nothing to complain about. No, I read the first 16 pages. I don't like the vibes. The banter is feeling very forced and very, like, no. I didn't even mention what book it was. Under a Never Sky. I had to double check because I thought I had included this in my Read It, Unhaul It exactly like this that I did last summer. Or 2022 summer, whatever. I thought I had, but I think I didn't. Unless I read it twice, the first chapter, and each time I said, no, I'm not feeling it. It feels very, no. Okay, I read, I need to actually show you what I'm reading. Unearth, the one that shall not be named because it's cruel to try to make me read that. I read the first chapter, so 8 pages, and so far it's fine. This might be the one I continue, but I think I still prefer 3 Dark Crowns, so back up. So we're going to try the last one, which is The Girl at Midnight. So it either wins or it's a DNF. Okay, this one, even with the prologue and chapter 1, it was only 13 pages. I'm not really feeling it. I thought this one had really great reviews when I bought it, at least years ago. I do like the purple. But I don't know, there's something about the writing I'm not vibing. This one seems to be like an urban fantasy, which I haven't read a ton of. I don't know if it's my vibe or not, but it's going to be a very petty complaint. That's not the reason I'm actually putting it down, but she's talking about another book that exists. What was it? Was it The Tale of Two Cities? Literally, how did I forget? I hate short-term memory. My poor last 2 brain cells have been struggling so much. Yes, A Tale of Two Cities. We're good, Emily. We're good. It's a pet peeve of mine. I know classics is not as bad as, like, if they were talking about, like, things that are recent, like Instagram or something, then that annoys me. Anybody else, it takes me out of the story. So that's not the reason I'm putting it down. I'm just not really vibing with it compared to 3 Dark Crowns. So very petty, I know, but the goal is to get rid of some, so. Which means that this is the one I'm continuing until I can't or until I finish it. So I'll update you once I am further done. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to mention, I've talked about how Steve, the squirrel I've been feeding, has disappeared. She's not with us anymore. And a few people tried to reassure me that she probably was hibernating, and I'm here to tell you that no. This is going to be my 4th winter living here. She has been here not every day, but most days, even during the winter. So I know she's not here anymore, and I have seen squirrels. Right now they're announcing a storm, so I don't think they're going to be out, but I can show you the little paw. How do you call that in English? The little traces, whatever of them. Look, they're still here all the time, but she isn't. So I think she's just gone, sadly. Also, update on the black little kitty. She was here during a storm not long ago, and I had to find her owner online because I couldn't throw her outside. Long story short, when I would kick her out, she would go and sleep at another neighbor's house, but they had to leave her outside, so she was sleeping in a box with a blanket. I don't know the owner what she was doing, but every time I would kick her out thinking that she was going home, she was going there. So when the storm happened, I kept her in and eventually found the owner. But I have some clips of her that I want to show you because she is the worst, but also the best. Look at that freaking cat. This is why she can't go in the library. What are you doing? Literally, what are you doing? You're adorable, but yeah, this is not going to end well. She drives me absolutely cuckoo. I feel like a mother. I don't mean to insult anyone here. This is as close to motherhood as I will get. She's adorable, but man, does she drive me crazy. Every time I walk, she just attacks my legs. And you saw her. in the library. I was building a desk and here she is being adorable again. But man, she is testing me. I know. Can you hear her? I feel like her purrs are really soft, but okay. So yes, the owner picked her up, but we'll see what happens. I haven't seen her since. Hopefully she stays at her actual house, but yeah, no comments. This is feeling a bit, but we had no romance, so she's cute. She's cute. If she wants to come back, she can. Good morning. Another day, another update that didn't go so well. We were doing so well. We were doing so well. But unfortunately, it's not that it's slow pace. I was intrigued enough to continue. Unfortunately, we got to something that is a big pet peeve of mine, and slight spoiler, I guess. I'm like halfway through the first book in a trilogy, but if you don't want to know, you don't want to know. Spoiler. So I told you it's like three sisters having to, you know, fight against each other to be the one last queen kind of thing. And one of the sisters has like a best friend / someone that protects her. I don't know if she's the real sister or not, because she's super strong and like she doesn't have powers, at least not yet. Anyway, the friend, Jules, they grew up with another boy, Joseph, and he was banished for 5 years because whatever. And he comes back, you know, they're like the one for each other. They've waited for each other for those 5 years, blah, blah. And he is sent on a mission, and he ends up being stuck in a storm on a boat. And then one of the other sisters who was escaping, whatever, helps him, and they end up having sex when they're trying to survive the night in a cavern. There was a spell that probably forced them to... I don't care. I just hate that so much. It feels like a lazy way to add drama to a book where nothing happens. This is why I'm saying that I don't like that trope. It feels lazy. It feels lazy. It was not necessary, in my opinion, at least. So I'm putting down the book there, because why would you do that? Like, literally, why? So I'm at page 191. Ugh. As you can see. So I have made some great progress. I tried to push through, but I really hate that. It's weak. It's weak. And it feels very white. I feel like I don't have, at least any that pops into my mind, adult books that I've read with that trope. I'm sure it exists, but I hate this. No, we're not doing that. I'm not interested. So maybe slightly petty to get rid of it, but I just really hate that. It's a really pretty cover though. Look at this. Stunning. But yeah. So we're left. I put them here. I am left with the book with the name I can't pronounce. I'm gonna give it a shot. I have still some time, but I think I'm actually going to be putting the books right here, which is my Unhaul pal. Let's do this right now. Can I lift them? Oh yes, we're good. There you go. So this is my current Unhaul pal. You can see some of the other ones that I've been putting, a lot of the ones from last year, or 2022 I should say. I'm so mixed because we're approaching 2023 for me. So yeah, these are the ones that are currently on here. I do them once a year in June, but it's already pretty full. But before that video goes up, I'm obviously going to go through, you know, all my shelf, like, see, this needs to go too, because I'm never reading in the Murakami after Norwegian Wood. What is wrong with all of you? So I'm gonna go through my shelves like that in June, but I have a few more months to accumulate books. But yes, I'm gonna give a shot to the last one. I'm not very hopeful because, again, I did think that Three Dark Crowns was going to be the best one in here, and I can't deal with that trope. I refuse to do it. Like, we are just cutthroat in 2023. We have to be. So the tree will need to go soon, and I'm sad because it's going to be so empty without Christmas decor. I'm going to have to actually decorate the room. Happy 2023. I hope you're excited. Did you see Goodreads? They finally chose a pretty color. Finally, look. It's my favorite color. I'm so happy. This is a good sign. 2023 is going to be a great reading year. I decided to put my goal at 100. I usually start at 50 and increase it throughout the year because I'm always nervous about, you know, especially since I've been getting more and more cutthroat about getting rid of books or not finishing them. And that means that that number is not going to be increased by those. Generally, I rarely include them, but sometimes I do. So this whole vlog so far, I finished none. Anyway, so 100. And then I asked you in a video that went up since I started this, doing my read it or unhaul it challenge. And I asked you if I were to include the new books, the ones I purchased, because I filmed the haul. You haven't seen it yet. It's going to be probably next video. I asked you if I should include them in the jar for the read it or unhaul it. And most people said no, which I agree. I should focus on the backlog. I am afraid a bit that it's going to put me in a reading slump, to be honest, but ooh, the browse is doing something. But I listened, and they're now in the cabinet next to me. I'm not going to show you because, again, the haul is not up yet. So I'm going to put them there, and then if I read them throughout the year, they will go on the shelf. And if I don't read them, maybe I'll do the same challenge next year, or maybe I'll do a specific challenge, trying to just read recent books for a month. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But I listened. So we'll see how that goes. This is the challenge that makes me the most nervous. But anyway, let's talk about the book that I will not finish. I wasn't feeling it. This whole vlog feels very anticlimactic because I didn't finish any books, and I won't finish any books. But I have to remind myself that technically I was very successful because I'm getting rid of 6 books that were on my shelves. I wanted to give them one shot before I get rid of them. That's what I did. Some of them I gave them a very fair shot. Like a very fair shot. So yes, it's actually successful. Doesn't feel like it, but it was. So yeah, this one I'm just not feeling it. It looks like the 2 main characters that were introduced to in the first chapter are going to end up together. Maybe not. That's the vibes I'm getting, and I don't want that. It feels very insta-love, and I hate that. So maybe they're not. Maybe they're just going to be friends, and I'm just being petty. But again, this whole vlog was me being petty, so that was the goal. So yeah, that was it. I guess 6 books is good. Another one to actually add. Let me add it. Ooh. And there you go. We did it. We were successful in our unsuccessfulness. So this was the first, but not really. It's like the 0.5 read it or unhaul it challenge of the year. So, you know, a prequel to it. There you go. We're starting the right foot because I am unhauling 6 books, 6 less book to put in the jar, although they're already in the jar. So if I pick them randomly, I just will pick something else, you know. Eventually at the end of the year, if I still haven't picked them up, I'll remove them to show you, you know, visually how much of the 411, I believe, books that I've read from the jar. So we're already at 405 and we haven't even started. So go me. And we're going to have even less by the end of the month. Not even just with challenge, because the ones that I'm reading for my physical TBRs during the month are also going to be removed. So do you have any predictions? How many books do you think I will read from the jar? Which means the ones I own a physical copy of this year. I think it could be pretty high. I don't remember exactly how many books that I've read this year that were physical. I think it was like between 50 and 75. So my guess is going to be like, oh, but there's Unhaul too. That could be higher. I was going to say 40. I think we can get at least 50. At least, I mean, I already did 6. Actually, it's going to be more than that. 60. I want to say 50 though. So what's your expectation? Your prediction? Words. The 2 last brain cells. That's going to be it. We're ending this here. This is enough. So I hope you enjoyed this vlog. Thumbs up, subscribe. I will be putting more videos on the screen that I recommend you check out. You definitely don't want to miss out. My next video is going to be the book haul. I got some really good books. I'm excited. And I will see you in the coming video very soon. Bye.